Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Wow, it is finally happening. I actually can't believe I'm sitting down in my room and we are doing a podcast. Like, this is insane. Welcome to 20s Unfiltered with your host, Giorgia Kahn. So, before I get into what this podcast is about and why I'm doing a podcast, I think the best thing for me to do is basically introduce myself, because I'm sure I'm gonna have people be listening or watching that don't know me. And you know what? Let me just give a brief background to who I am, and then we can discuss why I'm doing a podcast. So basically, a little bit of background info. My name is Giorgia. I'm 23 years old and I'm currently living in Ballito, South Africa. I am a single girly who's living alone, and yeah, that is kind of my life right now. But besides that, I grew up in Durban North, Umhlanga, that side, and then kind of moved my way to Umhloti and then ended up in Ballito. And let me just say one thing, I absolutely love Ballito. Like, I'm never moving back down there to Umhlanga because I literally love the lifestyle here. The people, the vibes, everything. Like, it is just honestly so amazing, and I just love the convenience of everything. Like, everything is so close and in proximity, and nothing is a hassle. Like, it's just honestly such a good vibe in Ballito. So I went to school in Durban North at Our Lady of Fatima, where I literally was there from grade 1 to matric. So a good long 12 years at Catholic school. But honestly, really did love it there, and I made most of my friends at school. And then during my school years, I was a dancer. I did not play any sport. I am so bad with any type of sport. I have no ball skills whatsoever. So yes, I danced my whole entire life. Honestly, I really miss dancing now, but it gave me a lot of discipline, which I'm really grateful for, and I really enjoyed dancing. It was my passion. I did everything when it came to dancing: ballet, tap, modern, not hip hop. I couldn't move my body like that, but contemporary, Spanish, musical theater, literally anything, you name it. And I really loved it. I even went to New York for dancing, and that was just an amazing experience. Dancing was like my hobby back then. Now I don't dance at all, but you know, it is what it is. We grow out of things, and I think when you leave school, you kind of give up a little bit on your school sports in a sense, unless you know you're gonna take it seriously. So yeah, I kind of gave up the dancing. It is like in my heart, like I absolutely love it. I then went to university in Stellenbosch, which, oh my word, I freaking loved it. I loved being in Stellies. I loved being with my friends. It was just one of the best few years of my life. Like, it really was. And I really enjoyed being independent and moving out and doing stuff for myself. But not only that, going out, studying, a little bit of a mix of both, and just living with my friends. Like, it is just so cool to be able to be like, oh, we live in an apartment with our friends, which is so different now because I live alone and I still want my friends to come live with me. After Sillies, I moved to Ballito this year March, which, like I said, I'm really loving it here. But I am working now, so she's a working corporate girly, and I'm working at an engineering company in Ballito doing sales and marketing. But honestly, love my job so much. The people are so amazing, and I'm actually really enjoying it. But also still finding myself in where I want to be working and kind of what I'm wanting to do in the work corporate life. Besides working, let's go into a little bit about my family. Honestly, I have such a big family in terms of like cousins, aunts, you name it. I have such a huge family, and I love it. I really do, because I have such a great support system, and I know I am so loved by my family in like my actual family, my close family, as in like my mom and my dad and stuff. I've got my mom who lives in Saudi Arabia. I don't really see her that much, but she's working there and she's thriving, and we love that for her. And I've got my dad and my stepmom who are literally like kind of down the road from me. And then I have one younger brother. He is 19, and we have a 4 years age difference. To do where she was like almost my age or older than me, because hello, like dating your brother's hot friends who are older, 100%. But I'm actually not gonna comment on that because I have dated one of my brother's friends. Anyway, a lot of my friends are overseas, which sucks, but it's fun because I'm gonna be there next year, hopefully. I have a very close group of friends. Like, I don't want to have this big circle because I like having my close friends who are there to support me and will have my back no matter what. Most of them, Cape Town, Stellenbosch, UK, which sucks. And then I have one of my besties who is in Umhlanga, and she's gonna be popping on this podcast soon. Some interesting things about me, just so you guys kind of know also where this podcast is gonna go, because obviously it's gonna be more or less about my life, but also about experiences and what I've been going through. So me as a person, I am a diehard party girl. I love to party, like I do, and I don't think I have passed the point of my partying phase. I just feel like it's just continuing. But that's also, that 100% comes from my mom's side, because my mom's side of the family, we all like to party, like party all the freaking time. But besides partying, I do enjoy a lot of manifestation, crystals. Like, I'm very big into that, as well as hot girl walks. 100%. I will be on that promenade almost every single day. I just started running, which is very interesting for me because I hate running and I do not run. And now I wouldn't classify myself as a runner yet, but I have goals and I want to run a 10k by the end of this year, and hopefully a half marathon next year. But we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that. Literally love Pilates. I started Pilates this year. Really enjoyed that. Also got really big into the gym this year because I danced my whole life. I didn't really feel the need to have like fitness routine or whatever. This year I was like, okay, there needs to be a change, and I felt in love with the gym. But I read self-help books. I really enjoy that, and I just feel like there's more to learn from that than reading a fiction. Don't get me wrong, fiction books are really good. I just can't get into them, and yeah, I'm not a reader in that sense. And I love the beach. I'm a scuba diver, which is fun. I did that when I was 10, and yeah, that's kind of just like a family thing. We all scuba dive, and it's really nice when you go on holiday, actually, because you can literally explore any ocean in the world. I have worked on the F1, which was really cool. I did that with my mom. My mom works on the F1 in Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah Grand Prix. Shout out to mom. It's cool. I did that last year, and what an insane experience. Literally got to walk through the paddock club, and I mean, what can you say if you're an F1 fan? You know, the vibes are there. Literally partied my way through high school and in Stellenbosch too, so my uni years. Love going to a festival before I just carry on and on. Let me tell you why I'm starting this podcast and the name, and just a little bit of info onto why I just decided to do this so randomly. It wasn't random. I did put a poll up on my Instagram and was like, should I start a podcast? We had a few haters, but you know, you can't let haters stop you in life, and here I am filming an intro to my podcast. We are in a time in the world where everyone is kind of doing podcasts and putting themselves out there on social media, so I might as well do it too. Like, I already am invested so much in my social media, on my Instagram, on TikTok. I wouldn't say I'm an influencer, but you know, I've worked with a couple of brands and I just enjoy making content, and I have so much to speak about that I was like, why not start a podcast? Like, my friends honestly tell me I have the most interesting, craziest laugh, and I'm like, if I can send them a 10-minute voice note about what happened to me on a weekend, then why don't I just share it with the world? Why am I starting a podcast like everyone else in the world? Because I'm the next Alex Earl. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely not. But obviously she inspired me, and I won't lie, Netflix show Nobody Wants This actually got the ball rolling. I was like, I can do that. And honestly, as well, I kind of needed a distraction and a hobby. So I'm here in my apartment on my bed starting this podcast. 20s Unfiltered. Okay, first of all, I am 20. Well, 23. So I'm going through my 20s now. I've already had 3 years of being in my 20s, and I feel like now coming up in life, there is a lot happening. 23, I'm 24 next year. That scares the shit out of me. I've always wished I would be 21, and now I'm past that, and I'm like, okay, like life actually starts now. And I feel like as soon as you also get from 24, there's a lot of stuff that happens. Like people are getting engaged, people are getting married, people are having babies. There is a lot that goes down in your 20s from 20 to 29. That is like the biggest, like most important years of our lives. That is the years that you find yourself. You need to learn and grow and know where you want to be in life and figure out stuff. So I feel like 20s is very important, and I'm learning and growing and figuring out who I am. So I might as well share it with all of you, because if I'm stuck like in my 20s being like, oh my gosh, there is so much happening and so much going on and I don't know what to do. I'm pretty sure most of us don't know what we are going through in our 20s right now. But it's all about a time of exploring and having fun, doing what's best for you. So second of all, unfiltered. Yeah. I am pretty sure I am an unfiltered person, and I want this podcast to be unfiltered. I want it to have no filters. I want to be honest. I want to be raw. I literally want to give advice and not lie about things. So that's why I chose unfiltered, because nothing is serious, right? And we live in a world right now where people can be so serious and so filtered and so fake, and I don't want my podcast to be about that. I want it to be what is actually going on in my mind, or what is actually happening in people's lives, and what is going on throughout your 20s. Yeah, I just want it no filters. I want it to be unhinged. I want it, I know I keep saying it, but to be unfiltered. In saying that, I am going to be diving into a lot of different topics. We are going to talk about the ups and downs. We are going to talk about things that are serious, that are not serious, things that make us feel uncomfortable. There's going to be a lot of topics, and there's going to be some hard topics to go through. And I also just want to share my advice and my opinions. And I feel like right now, where I am in my life, I am learning so much, and I know I do keep saying that I'm learning and growing, but I really am, and this year has taught me so much, and I want to share that. I want to share that with all of you, and I want to dive into what it's been like living alone, going through a breakup, like not having your friends around, from personal growth, relationship, a lot of girl talk, 100%, self-discovery, anxiety, building a future, settling down, getting an apartment. Like there is so many topics I want to talk about, so I'm kind of just giving like a broad range here. Basically just trying to figure out what is going on in your 20s. What is life like through your 20s? As much as I'm going to be doing these solo episodes and navigating the life through our 20s together, it's not just me, it's pretty much most of us right now are going through our 20s. Basically, there is going to be some episodes where I will have a guest. Also going to put up like a questions form, and I want you guys to submit your questions to me. Like if you want me to discuss anything, or like go through anything, I'm not going to say it's going to be like a what would Alex do. It's kind of like, like if you want me to discuss a topic, send it in. And this is all anonymous. Like you don't have to say your name. This is going to be so exciting, and I can't wait for you guys to be on this journey with me as we navigate the wild ride of our 20s together, because I won't lie, this is a very confusing time. There is so much going on, and it's kind of like, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but that's kind of how I feel. It's like, what am I doing with my life right now? And I feel like I haven't explored enough, and I'm like, I am young, I'm 23, it should be now. Tune in for some wild, relatable, unfiltered stories, honest advice, girl talk, literally everything. Lots of laughs, probably a little bit of crying. We'll see, girls are emotional, but plenty of things to discuss. I want us to tackle going through our 20s one episode at a time. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Well, basically the first episode. I love you all. And till next time, this is 20s Unfiltered with Giorgia Kahn. Bye!